I don't think Jersey drivers could make it like 10 feet without hitting something crazy.
Welcome back to the Unfiltered Show, Dante. I got a crazy story for you. I don't know if you heard about it.
I probably didn't. I'm very not in tune with news and the social world. That's Olivia's job to fill me in. So you fill me in today, Vincent.
All right, let's see. How you doing otherwise?
Oh, otherwise doing great. Eagles put out a huge win, as I'm assuming most of you have watched, which was a fun time. We watched together, me and the boys and Vincent, after our bachelor party, which was also a great success. Lots of fun, lots of good memories. We did lose in golf. Vincent and the team really were killing it. I mean, me and Sal and the guy shot very well, but Vincent and the team was on fire. They doubled 2 birdies, I think they had. So we only had
birdies.
1. So, but we played well. Beer Olympics got crazy. I won't lie, got very competitive. But at the end, it was a good time. We all had a lot of fun, learned new games. But yeah, no, it's been a good week. Phillies are currently losing, which kind of sucks. But we have clinched the NL East, so can't complain. We have not clinched second though yet, so
we have not.
Locked the hell in. But
before we get into the deep Phillies sports, here I got one. So an 8-year-old drove to an Ohio Target in mom's SUV.
What?
She
when? Today?
This was like a few days ago. 5 days. 6 days ago. She was enjoying a Frappuccino when she was located by the police. She was captured on the dash cam. I think she spent, they said she spent like $300. She said she was safe, but she did strike a mailbox, and she let the cops know that she hit a mailbox.
The 8-year-old?
Yeah, she got in the SUV around 7 a.m., drove off. No one but herself was in there. No one got hurt, but she did let them know she hit a mailbox, and then she went shopping at Target.
By herself?
She got a Frappuccino.
Okay.
She drove about 25 minutes.
To Target
from her home.
And got there.
Mm-hmm. And she said she was able to try and save 5% on her Target app. So, yeah.
This 8-year-old?
She made it. Yeah, she made it all the way there. Bought some, using her Target app to buy some stuff. Got a Frappuccino. It's from Starbucks. Just struck a mailbox. That was it. No big deal.
Know what's crazy about that? That 8-year-old's probably like a better driver than 99% of New Jersey. That's insane, isn't it? Like, she made it 25 minutes and only hit 1 mailbox.
You just throttled Jersey like that?
I don't think Jersey drivers could make it like 10 feet without hitting something crazy. Sorry, that was my fault, Jersey drivers. I didn't mean that.
Throttled you. Put him on blast. Jersey caught a straight for no reason.
8, have you seen the driving?
Girl, there's a video.
No. Have you seen Jersey's driving?
Oh yeah, of course.
Well then, that's all it needs to be said.
I drive behind them all the time.
That little girl at 8 years old drove to Target 25 minutes away and only hit 1 mailbox. I don't think a Jersey driver can say that ever.
1 mailbox. This is Ohio. There probably weren't any. There are no roundabouts.
Oh, they don't know how to use those either in Jersey. They've had them forever, so they'll figure it out one day, though, for sure. That's pretty impressive, though. At 8 years old, do you think you would have been able to drive a car?
No, I don't know how she even saw over the steering wheel.
How did she use the pedals?
Oh no, she did it. Maybe she
was it a Tesla?
No, it's a Nissan Rogue.
Holy shit! So easy, an 8-year-old can do it. It's like a commercial made by itself.
Maybe she had her hands on the pedals. Who knows? She's using something. She's done it before, obviously. Maybe.
What do you mean she had her hands on the pedals? And who was steering the wheel?
One hand on the gas, one hand on the wheel. I don't know.
They sure how tall this girl was?
She's 8, so what? She can't be any taller than 3
feet.
3 feet,
I guess. Wow.
4 feet at the most, maybe.
I mean, I'm not mad. I'm impressed, honestly. I mean, I can barely drive anywhere sometimes, and this little girl decided to drive. And 25 minutes away to a Target, no highways.
It didn't say. I'm assuming no. There's some highways, It's like, I guess not. Maybe we can get to Target without going on the highway.
How do you think she knew how to do it. Like
She's been there. She remembered the path, the route. Maybe she Google mapped it. She had the target up.
she did have a target app.
Maybe she had Waze taught her.
She knew where the cops were going to be to avoid them, so she didn't get a ticket.
Yeah, she saw the speed traps and everything. She got around it. She took the back roads.
Honestly, I mean, I'm impressed. I have no words. That was pretty crazy. Where was her parents at this point?
Sleeping probably.
7
in the
a.m.
morning.
Yeah, I'd be out like
7 a.m. morning. 7 a.m. in the on a Saturday. I think.
Oh, I'd be in my 19th dream. I'd have drool coming out of the side of my mouth.
If she T-boned you, then you get out of the car and you're like, see, it's a 8-year-old. What are you gonna do?
Ask for a license and registration, and I'm gonna call the police to get write a report up because I need someone to fix my car.
You're making a citizen's arrest.
Absolutely. That little girl's getting put down, and she's gonna stay there until the cops get there. Because you think I'm paying for that damage? Because I'm not. It's not happening.
No, I mean, she has insurance.
She definitely has insurance. I mean, she's eight years old and driving. She's got probably the best insurance out there. Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to pull her over though, because I mean, if I was driving next to her though, and she didn't hit me, and I just saw her driving, I'd probably just let it go. As long as she's doing the speed limit and like not swerving, I mean, who am I to stop her? She's doing pretty good.
But yeah, I mean, speaking of some car crashes, how the Philly sports has been over the last couple weeks, really crashing their way into NL East division, and the Eagles' last 2 games, you know, they pulled out the win, but
it was a rough time to watch for sure.
The Sixers still nothing. Flyers played the Canadians last night and got smoked 6-2, but they won the other night, right?
Yes, they did.
Then they won
6-1, I think, the other night.
They won their rookie game. Mitchkov had a couple assists.
Yes.
Morgan Frost had a goal. Yeah, and that's really it for them. Phillies NL East champs, like Dante said, first time since 2011.
Holy crap. What?
They will not be winning 100 games.
No.
Even if they win out, they can get 96, I think.
Yeah.
Which, you know, it's still a lot. No one will win 100 games this year. No one in the whole majors will win 100 games. So
I think it has to be a first time in like forever, right?
Maybe, I don't know. Well, 2 years ago, everyone 4 teams won 100 games.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Every single one of them got
last year.
knocked out.
There was definitely at least 2 teams that had 100 wins. I think the Dodgers had 100 wins last year for sure. I'd bet a lot of money the Dodgers had 100 wins last year because they were the favorites going into
the Braves probably did.
The Braves for sure had one. 100 wins. Yeah, I feel like 100 wins is like a very common thing in the MLB for certain teams. So for a team no team to get 100 wins is pretty insane.
Last year, the Orioles had 101, Braves had 104, the Dodgers had 100. That was it. This year we'll have none. The year before we had, I think it was more than that even. That's when Astros won 100, the Yankees won 99, Dodgers won 111. Braves won 101 and Mets won 101. They all got knocked out.
What do you think the like key factor to like I guess wins and losses this year? Do you think this year is the first year that they implemented second year they implemented the pitch clock, right?
Yeah, second year. So teams won 100 last year.
Do you think now that teams are getting used to the faster pitching, that the hitters are getting used to the faster pitching, that starting pitchers maybe are at a disadvantage now because like they don't have time to really like play with them like they used to? Pause.
I don't know. I think they just
teams were more even this year, I guess?
I think there was a lot more like, more even, a lot more like general losing streaks at some point. Teams went into funks. A lot of injuries on like the teams that you would win 100, like the Braves. The Dodgers had injuries for a while. The Phillies had injuries.
Do you think the changing that they're making or they're possibly making to pitching next year is going to make a big difference on the league?
What's the change next year?
So supposedly they're trying to make it so that starting pitchers have to meet one of the requirements of either 6 innings pitch, I think,
right, 6
or 100 pitches,
and then or injury, or I think after they give up 4.
Yes, or 4. It's something like that.
I don't know if it's going to happen next year, but in the next few years, I mean.
Oh, I thought they said next year they were going to.
I can't remember.
I could be wrong.
I did read it, but
How do you feel about like? Do
it's
you
an
think
interesting thing. I think they're trying to make starting pitching like more
important again?
valuable. I mean,
For sure.
I mean, it's still important. Like, there's still people are still pitching 200 innings.
I would agree that
Some
I would agree that starting pitchers aren't as valuable as they used to be, just because of the bullpen game. Like, if the bullpen game didn't happen, then I'd be like, no, starting pitchers definitely more are still important. But if you can just one game just decide to throw in your bullpen and still possibly win, that means starting pitching is basically nothing at that point. And I think I agree with MLB that starting pitchers especially should be out there, you know, throwing more than 4 innings. And I understand baseball's a strategic game, but like you should also be strategically starting your pitchers. So I feel like they should.
I mean, this year is like the pitchers like 2020 was COVID. That's why it's not a lot of innings. Like they're still pitching. Like the top 4 pitchers are still pitching over 200 innings, just like they always do. So it's basically the same, honestly.
I honestly don't mind it.
Noah still has his 200. Noah's always just right around 200. This year he's 6 innings off of 200. Only one pitcher's gone 200 this year so far. But I mean, I don't know. I think it's just strategy too.
I don't hate the rule change. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's pretty cool.
We'll see if they
If
actually,
they actually
do it or how they're gonna do it. But even still, it's only gonna affect like pitchers that are not that don't pitch a lot of innings really, because the top pitchers still always pitch like somewhere between 190 to 220 ish area. So yeah, I mean we'll see what they do, but we'll see. You'll see the Phillies in the playoffs. Red October coming.
Hopefully a first round bye if we can hold on to the 2 spot.
We have the tiebreaker on the Brewers, so even if they tie us, we'll be ahead of them. Schwarber got his 35th home run and 100th RBI last night.
Sick.
Harper got his 30th home run tonight.
Sick.
And that's really it. I mean, everyone is coming into shape a little bit. They had a rough Mets series over the weekend, lost 3 out of 4, but
the Mets are hot.
Mets are hot, one of the hottest teams.
Mets are real hot.
But then Harper got a couple hits last night, got a home run tonight.
I feel like everybody's been playing really good. I mean, Bohm's back from injury.
Realmuto was playing like ass. He had a home run last night. Bohm's back. He's been all right. Nick's still doing what he's doing. Schwarber's gotten a little power surge. Turner's been still batting around 300. So they're turning it on at the right time. Hopefully, you know, when the pitchers give good games, they just got to 4 runs. You can't be losing games 2-0,
Yeah.
or 1-0, or 2-1, or 3-2, because they're giving you 7 and, you know, less than 2 runs, especially. You gotta get those wins, especially and that's how the playoff games are going to be.
Yeah.
It's going to get cold. The bats are going to get a little stiff. You're not going to hit home runs as much when it's
Got to poke them
cold.
out there.
Got to hit singles, get some steals, move runners over, get the doubles in the gap. And then, I mean, our staff is probably up there with anyone's, and our bullpen is definitely going to shut most people. We have like 4 actual closers that we really wanted to do. So they should be.
Yeah, I do feel
solid.
like the Phillies usually play small ball anyway. We're a small ball team. I mean, we have those few players who just swing for the fences, but in general, we have a good, solid like team. That's. I mean, we saw in our first playoffs that we've been doing like 3 years ago when we were like stealing all the bases and just hitting the balls, hitting those singles, and then Schwarber obviously hit those home runs, and so did Harper. But most of the time, I feel like we do play small ball, so we're ready for the playoffs. Just gotta keep our composure, gotta stay confident.
Yeah, playoffs start, I think, Monday.
Yes.
For the wild card. And then Phillies' first game, if they get the 1 or 2 seed, will start October 5th, I think, which is Friday. Next Friday.
Yeah.
That's coming up. We'll talk about more playoffs once we know
Well, who are versing?
who are
What seed we are.
actually next Saturday. So, I mean, not yet, not this Saturday, next Saturday.
The playoff starts.
Playoff starts for the Phillies, at least if they get one of the buys, which they should. Eagles pulled out the big win, like Dante said earlier. Played a terrible game on offense for the most part. Some mistakes from Hurts. Few injuries got us. Caught a lot of bad decisions by Nick Sirianni with not taking field goals, but defense stepped up.
True.
Hurts and Barkley and Goddard were real clutch when they needed to be, and the defense kept it close enough where we only needed 15 points to win. They shut down the hottest offense in the league in the Saints, probably because they were a fluke in the first place. But
no, I think the Eagles defense really just did play them solid. I mean, obviously they didn't like do anything special, but I feel like we just covered them well. I mean, we
definitely covered well. Still really no pass rush. We got 2 sacks again?
We got 1 sack.
Milton Williams.
That was it.
No, Jordan Davis got one.
Jordan Davis got one. That was it.
Someone else sacked him, I swear.
I looked.
Vaughn? No?
Nope.
All right, just 1 sack again.
My bold prediction for last week was 3 sacks.
Yeah.
We only got 1.
So Jordan Davis got a sack. Bryce Huff still hasn't recorded anything on the stat sheet.
A lot of pressure though on the quarterback this week, which I will say.
A lot better pressure.
Jalen Carter was back there a lot. Jordan Davis was back there a lot. Josh Sweat was back there actually for a couple times. Finally,
Vaughn got back there. Booker the fourth got in there few times.
He did.
They made good tackles. Reed made the game-winning interception again.
Yep.
Slay and Quinyon Mitchell played great. Only gave a few catches.
Yeah.
CJ was playing pretty good. Had made a couple hits in the hole.
The run defense was actually really solid. So I mean, maybe the pass rush wasn't great for the offense, or for the defense, excuse me. But the rush defense was definitely solid. I mean, holding the Kamara to 3.1 yards of rush is pretty insane.
Yeah, for as good as he was going.
I mean,
and the linebackers must have played well too. Nakobe, flying around. Zach Bond's obviously just been good the whole year so far.
I love the way Nakobe Dean and Zach Bond have been playing. I mean, they're not the biggest linebackers and they're also probably not the tallest linebackers, but they love to tackle. I mean, they're the first ones at every play. You always see 17 and 53 is Zach Bond's number. 53.
Offense, we lost Mekhi Becton to a finger injury. Hopefully he's fine. Lane has a concussion, so we'll see. But Fred Johnson came in, played really well.
He did.
Behind Lane. It was shaky at first, I think. But they just shouldn't have been running at him at first. You should have let him get his feet.
You should have let him get into maybe get his feet under him for, start using him a lot.
And then Tyler Steen came in for Mekhi Becton, and they played well. Barkley went crazy again, 150 yards and a touchdown. Did he have 2?
Yep.
He only scored 15 points. He scored both touchdowns, right?
I thought he said he had 2 touchdowns.
Did he kick any field goals? No.
No. I think he scored 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I think he did. Because Hurts didn't throw any.
Yeah.
Hurts had over 300 yards. 1 really bad interception.
Yeah, that was dumb throw.
Bad route from Devontae.
True.
Still, but a throw that
didn't need to be thrown.
Didn't need to be there. I could give 50-50 blame to both of them.
I do.
I'm sure Devontae would say the same thing, that he didn't cut his route down hard enough.
Yeah.
Whatever. Hurts still should have. You see that even if he's fading on that route, you gotta switch off or do something. Goddard, big game.
Yeah.
I said 575 and a touchdown, I think. He went for 10, 170. Best game of his career.
Yes.
He was moving slowly, but he was moving.
Dude got unhooked the trailer.
Unhooked the trailer. That's what Jordan Mailata said. Devontae obviously got hurt.
Great game.
Probably concussion. Cheap shot. Got spit on by Paul Turner.
No comment because I have nothing nice to say.
It was 30 hit. Ref's fault. Should have pulled the whistle after he was getting thrown back 5 yards, but dirty hit and then got spit on, which is insane. So,
he'll get his.
I'll get his. Jalen Carter.
When he's a free agent next year because he's trash.
Jalen Carter was rowdy. We love to see it.
Love to see it.
I forget who said. Tyrann Mathieu and Lattimore were saying that they shouldn't have gone over to the sideline and said whatever they said to Jalen Carter, but I don't see anything wrong with what Carter was doing. He was on the sideline taunting, whatever. It's not a big deal.
They said that
talking to the crowd. Who cares?
They said that Jalen Carter shouldn't have said what they said to him, or they shouldn't have went over.
They shouldn't have went over to the Eagles bench and I guess got in Carter's face when he was
talking shit.
Yeah.
Well, did they not notice? Did they miss the part where their players spit on our player?
I don't know. Maybe might have missed it. I didn't know till later.
Well, it sucks to be karma's a bitch, so It's fine.
But yeah,
When they missed the playoffs this year because they're trash, well, you know.
Otherwise, I think we held Derek Carr under like 100 yards, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, he honestly
he had no catches.
I was gonna say Derek Carr didn't have a bad game. He honestly made great passes, and he used what he had. I mean, he made some nice throws. Our defense was so good, we just deflected it, or you know.
He had 142 yards, a touchdown, interception.
Yeah, the last interception.
Olave burned CJGJ.
Yeah, he did.
Last interception, we sacked him once. Hurts got sacked 4 times.
I blame him for 4 of those sacks.
Hurts, I don't know.
2 of those sacks, I blame him.
I'd say 2. He was trying to do too much on a couple. The fumble was, I don't know. The fumble wasn't great either. I feel like he got caught though. Like he was getting flushed a lot. They weren't blocking great at that part of the game. In the first half of the game, they didn't block well
at all.
Second half of the game, I don't know if he really got sacked other than maybe one. I feel like he got sacked 3 times in the first half. Yeah. But he just needs to step up in the pocket, not get flushed, or honestly, when he gets flushed, just make a decision, throw or run.
I also would just love it because we did talk about this on Sunday during the game. I don't blame Hurts for everything, just because I do know that in the back of my mind that Sirianni is fucking up the play calls and calling these horrible plays that are putting Jalen Hurts in bad situations. Like the Saints were blitzing almost 5 to 6 almost every time. And can you tell me one time we ran a slant over the?
That's why we ran the screen. What do you mean?
But that's
well, the issue there is the slant game is AJ. Devontae somewhat, but the AJ Brown is the slant.
Brand Covey also broke his arm.
It's just like, oh yeah, Brand Covey broke a bone in his shoulder. I assume somewhere in his collarbone or something. So he's out 6 weeks as well. Devontae, we don't know. But yeah, AJ's the slant guy. Not that other people can't run it, but
I understand.
They probably don't like Johnny Wilson could be a perfect slant.
Johnny Wilson should have been in that position.
Drop the ball.
Can't catch shit.
Right in his hands.
Either way, you don't. I understand when you're down personnel, you obviously have to change the game plan somewhat. But it's the same thing like when you watch the Dolphins right now, because like obviously Tua's out. If your backup isn't able to do something similar to the starter, then they shouldn't be the backup. Like, perfect example. Tua goes out, Skylar Thompson comes in, dude couldn't hit a water, he fell off a boat. So why is he your backup quarterback? Like, at that point, there's 19 other backups.
No one's backup is ever really good.
I can name our 2 backups are pretty solid. Like Tanner McKee, if Tanner McKee has to go in the game,
Tanner McKee isn't even the backup.
Yeah, Kenny Pickett is.
I mean, I guess Kenny Pickett's not.
And you can't tell me Kenny Pickett's horrible. He literally was just the starters for the Steelers.
That's why they got rid of him, though. Sass.
Well, no, that's because they got Justin Fields, and I would take Justin Fields or Russell Wilson over Kenny Pickett.
I think we got Pickett from before they went to get Justin Fields. But whatever.
But either way, I feel like the same thing goes with the Eagles with AJ Brown being down. Yeah, sure. Like having him not there sucks. But I still feel like that you should run. You have to still run similar plays that go along with the offense, because if not, then what happens. And Jalen gets rushed, and he has no one to throw to because we don't run any routes over the middle, and then we're screwed. And with him scrambling around like an idiot. So yeah, I do blame him for sometimes for like maybe extending the play too much, but also I do blame Nick Sirianni for the play calling. I think he's just ruining our offense, to be honest.
Part of the issue is like AJ's hurt, so the plays are now just run to Devontae and Goddard. They're not running like there's not plays in the play where we're like, oh yes, we're gonna run to Johnny Wilson.
Well, yeah,
so he's not gonna like fill the AJ Brown role.
The
issue really is just run the ball.
Well, that is
we didn't run. I know there was the big stat we didn't run in the first quarter, but we also didn't have the ball. We had like 1 drive in the first quarter.
Yeah, but that's because the first drive in the first quarter that we had, we did 3 dumb plays.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying we only had. Let's say even that drive,
we didn't run the ball once.
I'm saying even that drive, even if we ran the ball, let's say twice,
I would have been okay with
the stat would have been stupid because they were like, oh yeah, first quarter 0 runs. We only had 1 drive because the Saints ran the whole clock out. But I mean,
I understand.
After that, we had like 15 rushes. We should have run, obviously.
Yes,
we got to run it once. Obviously, Barkley's running all over everybody. He 150 yards in like 3 games.
I'm not gonna lie. The first quarter, when we get the ball, I'd prefer 3 straight runs to Saquon.
The issue is like in the red zone, we're making dumb. Absolutely. And Sirianni has been saying it that he's the one making play calls about whatever, overruling whatever's happening.
Yeah.
Just take
Stop.
take the points. Because if you take there's a couple field goals early in the game, and we don't have to even worry about the last drive. You could have run the clock out, and the Saints would have had to go the whole field to tie the game up. Take points. Stop going for fourth down so much. You're like outsmarting yourself or whatever you want to say.
He is too smart for his own good. Like, he thinks he's too smart for his own good. Like, he swears that these plays he's calling are genius, when in reality they're the worst play calls I've ever seen. I've seen flag football plays be run better than the shit he's calling. It's embarrassing. Like, you're overthinking the game. Just run the superstar running back or the superstar quarterback up the middle 4 times when you're 5 yards away.
I don't even think we ran one QB draw last game.
Which, why not?
I mean,
If they're all blitzing us around the edge, why not just run up the middle?
We didn't do no QB draw. We didn't get into a tush push situation. Oh no, we did. We ran the dumb play to. I mean, that's not the dumb. I like them changing it, but not in that situation.
No.
Like 4th and 2. Like, oh, act like you're gonna tush push, because like they're like, oh, it's 2 yards, and then like.
Yeah, not 4th and 3. No one's expecting.
I think that was 4th and inches still, like 4th and 1, and then but why change the tush push in that situation, because it works that short. But if you're like 4th and 2,
when it works sometimes.
4th and 2, you're like, oh yeah, tush push here. They're thinking tush push. You just did it earlier. You got it, and then you're running. Then you run it to Barkley or fake the handoff. Barkley, someone's probably open on a swing. Run those wrinkles at other times, especially also not at the 50 or wherever we ran it. We ran like the 40-yard line.
True.
Also, and Jake doesn't kick field goals, so he's coming in cold, kicking 60-yarders.
Yeah,
he should make it. He's that good, but still.
How many field goals has he kicked this year?
I don't know, 4.
Has he? I don't know. I
don't
think so. He kicked one last game.
One last game, missed it. 2 against the Falcons. 1 or 2 against the Falcons.
They made them.
And then who played the first week again?
We played
the Packers. No, he kicked a couple again.
In Brazil.
Did he pick any against the Packers? The field was bad though.
True.
He might have kicked 1 or 2 against the Packers.
Maybe. But regardless, you can't expect Jake Elliott to come in and kick a 60-yard field goal after not kicking a field goal. The opportunities that he had to kick field goals, you wasted them, and then you expect him to just walk on. Yeah, like did I think he was going to make it? Absolutely. But am I surprised that he didn't? No. I mean, I don't want to come in after not kicking field goals for 2 weeks and then be like, oh yeah, 60 yards, no shot. Like, let's be real here.
Before we get too deep into it, what do you got for predictions for next week? We get the Buccaneers in Tampa. They just lost to, who would they lose to? A shitty team. A team that I figured they would beat. The Broncos?
The Broncos. Bo Nix.
They lost to the shitty Broncos. I don't even know if you can consider what Bo Nix was cooking.
Bo Nix cooked them.
Bo Nix. You want to hear his Bo Nix stat line?
Really?
Yeah, not. Well, 25 for 36 for 216 yards, 0 touchdowns. And he had 50 yards and a touchdown.
Rushing?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
It's most of the Broncos defense.
Probably, that's a solid game.
But actually, they scored those 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, and then they kicked field goals the rest of the game, and the Broncos defense shut them down.
Do we know if AJ Brown is playing this week?
We don't yet.
We don't know if Devonta's playing this week.
We don't.
Okay. So I do think we're going to win still, just based off of what the Bucs just did to the Broncos.
Other way. But yeah. Baker threw an interception.
I'm sorry, with the Broncos just did the Bucs. Yeah.
I mean, the Bucs
are still
for the last few years play us pretty good for whatever reason. Todd Bowles kind of figures out Jalen Hurts a little bit.
The game I said that we lose to.
Yeah. So we'll see.
I'm not going to say win or loss because I have no idea. But I think Hurts is going to have a nice bounce back game. I think after this past game where he had a lot of turnovers, I think he's going to have none. I think he's going to be perfect. And I think he's going to have a great throwing game. I think he's going like 25 for 30, something like that. Probably like 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. Even if we don't have AJ Brown and Devonta, he's still going to do it.
Still getting 3 touchdowns to
Saquon,
Jahan Dotson, and Johnny Wilson, and
Saquon.
Paris Campbell.
Let him do all the work.
Saquon. Yeah, I mean, I think if the defense plays like they did last week, they'll keep us in the game. I think it'll be close. It'll be low scoring again, I think. Like 20. If no one's playing, it's going to be low scoring. Like 20 to 13.
I said 21.
3
passing touchdowns.
20 to 13. And Barkley's got to get going again. He'll get 100 yards or something. This is the week Quinyon Mitchell gets his interception finally, since he's dropped 2 in the last 2 weeks.
Really, dog. Just grab the ball.
And then
Quinyon, doing great.
Bryce Huff gets a tackle this week.
Oh, my.
That's got to be a bold prediction. He has no tackles in 3 weeks, right?
How much do you think that's going on FanDuel? Plus what? Thousands?
It should be like minus 100 technically, but for the way he's playing, it might be plus 1,000.
Might put $1 on that.
But yeah, I think we stop the run, force Baker to put pressure on Baker. We should be good.
Yeah, I'm not too concerned about Rashad White in the run game. Now in the pass game, Rashad White's tough. So.
Yeah, we're not great covering running backs all the time.
Yeah, no, Zach Bond's gonna really have to have a great game.
But he covered Bijan well. He's covered Kamara well.
I think Zach Bond's gonna have an interception this week.
All right,
that's my.
He did give a bad route to Kamara last week.
He got cooked.
But I think Kamara is just a freak. So
yeah, he's amazing. I'm gonna give it to Zach Bond though. Zach Bond, my bold prediction is for defense is 1 interception by Zach Bond.
All right, I think it's good. And the Eagles go into the bye week 3-1, hopefully. Which is you can't be mad about.
Not gonna be mad 2-2 either, to be honest.
2-2, not terrible. Should be 3-1 just because they should have beat the Falcons. But if we go 3-1, Cowboys Giants play this Thursday, and Giants somehow pull out a win. Cowboys are looking in bad shape.
Yeah, if they go 0-4.
No, they won one. They won their
first week.
Yeah, they beat someone shitty.
Yeah, I can't remember, honestly.
Then they got cooked by the Saints, and then cooked by the Ravens for a little bit, and then they came back, but they lost.
They got cooked by the Ravens. I don't want to know if anybody about it. Man.
Ravens let them back in.
They did, but the Ravens have been doing that. Before we go on, just real fast though, the Bengals, are they the worst team in the league?
I guess the Panthers won a game, so
they won with ease. Actually, Andy Dalton was cooking out there.
Tennessee might be, and Jacksonville, but those are the only.
I think Jacksonville has had.
Those are the only teams that have no wins.
Jacksonville has had a way tougher opponents, though. I think. Who they play week 1? Do you remember?
Miami lost by 3.
That's a tough opponent.
Cleveland lost by 5.
Cleveland's a tough opponent.
Buffalo lost by 37.
That's a tough opponent.
Cincinnati lost to
the Redskins.
They lost to
the Commanders.
The Chiefs by 1, and the Patriots.
That's 2 pretty bad teams.
The Commanders are nice, clearly 2-1.
Just saying.
Jaden Daniels.
He's playing great right now. He's definitely leader for Rookie of the Year right now for sure. He's playing unreal. I think he has maybe 1 interception, if that. He has one just 1 passing touchdown, but his rushing, his decision making, I feel like he's been playing really well. So, to me, he has to be the front runner for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah,
I can't even think of another rookie right now.
Neighbors.
He's been playing really well too. He could definitely win it.
He has the most ever. Was it?
He's leading the league.
Most ever two touchdown games for a rookie.
I was gonna say I think he's leading the league in either receptions or targets.
He's in targets for sure.
Yeah, that's crazy as a rookie.
Touchdowns, he's up there. He has 4. He has 4.
He has 4. Yeah.
So
he's doing really good. And between them two, they're definitely battling for. I get Marvin Harrison definitely not in the lead right now. Marvin Harrison.
He's in 3rd.
Honestly, he could probably push him 4th depending on. If I look at the rookie class right now, he's probably 4th or 5th for me.
No, because Caleb Williams terrible.
Yeah, no.
There's another rookie quarterback, Bo Nix. He's above Bo Nix.
Yeah,
that's about it though.
There's definitely someone else we're forgetting. I feel like defensive wise too. Quinyon Mitchell could easily. Rookie of the Year is offensive defense.
It's offensive defense.
It is offensive and defensive. Yeah, maybe Marvin Harrison is 3 then. Quinyon's got to be up there. At least 3 or 2 for defense.
I'm trying to think who else on defense. I know the Colts defender.
There's a few, but I can't remember.
Byron Murphy has made a couple plays I saw on the Seahawks, I think.
Yeah.
So we'll see. It's early.
Definitely early. But yeah, that's all for sports today. Hopefully, next week we have more positive things to talk about for the Phillies and the Eagles. But only time will tell. But for now, we're gonna move on to the next topic, which is Vincent.
Did you want to do an immaculate grid still?
Yeah, immaculate grid.
What sport?
Basketball this week because we did baseball last week. I'm pretty sure, and then we did football the week before. So I think it's time for basketball.
All right, well you got.
Because it's only 30. It's like 29 days till NBA starts again. So I'm ready.
You got Knicks Wizards.
No, I was gonna say marching or top, but that's not right.
Gallinari.
Yes.
Lakers Knicks.
Let's think of someone really crazy. Jeremy Lin.
Jeremy. What I was gonna say. J.R. Smith.
J.R. Smith's a good one too.
Who'd you say?
I said Jeremy Lin.
Jeremy Lin's good.
I feel like he's pretty random. No.
He's 10%. Gallinari was 2.
Yeah, got Jeremy Lin. Was
Magic Knicks.
Magic Knicks.
Not Oladipo. Steve Novak? No. Who's a recent?
Hedo Turkoglu. Michael
Evan Fournier.
Evan Fournier.
It's 15. Magic Jazz. I mean Wizards Jazz.
Jordan Clarkson? No. JaVale McGee ever play on the Jazz?
I don't remember.
Magic Jazz. That's a wow. You said Magic Jazz, right?
Yeah, or Lakers Jazz is also the next one.
Lakers Jazz. Karl Malone.
How about Magic Jazz? No.
Magic?
Karl Malone was definitely the top answer.
Definitely was.
Magic Jazz. Not Exum.
No. I don't know about recent play.
Favors.
No.
How about Magic 10 boards a game? It's Dwight Howard, I guess.
Shaq. Vucevic. Vucevic definitely did it. If he didn't, I'll find him.
He did. Lakers 10 boards a game.
Let's go with
Shaq.
No, I'm trying to think of a known.
Kareem.
Kwame Brown.
I don't know if Kwame Brown was getting 10 boards a game. Dwight Howard,
technically.
I don't know if he got 10 boards on the Lakers, but I don't know if it matters. I can't remember how that one works.
I feel like there was somebody else. Was Carlos Boozer on?
Paul Gasol.
I mean, I feel like he's popular. Maybe, well, let's go with Shaq because I feel like to me he was older. Not a lot of people. I mean, everybody thought not to pick.
Only 24%. Wizards 10 boards a game.
JaVale McGee. No, I'm just kidding. Marcin Gortat.
Yeah, Gortat's probably 22%. Then we got Magic and Wizards with the Jazz.
Magic and Wizards with the Jazz.
Deron Williams.
Play on the Jazz.
And the Nets. I don't know about the other ones.
No. Trying to think of
Brandon Bass.
Played for the
Celtics.
Nets, Celtics.
Magic. I don't know about the Jazz.
I don't know
Who was the other big guy with Derek Favors? Or no, who? Magic.
Zach Randolph, no.
Magic. The Magic. Like 2000 and like Hedo Turkoglu and all them.
It was Hedo, Michael Petras, Jameer Nelson, Rashard Lewis, Dwight Howard,
Rafer Alston.
None
of these people play for the Jazz, I don't think.
Not that I can think of. Well, let's skip to my low.
That's Rafer Alston.
That is Rafer Alston?
Mm-hmm.
What about the Moon guy? Last name Moon?
Jamario Moon. He was a Cav for a while.
Can't think of what teams he was on.
Wizards Jazz also. Gilbert Arenas.
I guess we should think of Jazz players technically.
John Wall.
We have to figure out a Jazz that's been on both teams.
Gordon Hayward
was on.
Was he on the Magic ever?
No.
It's on the Hornets and the Celtics. Yeah. And the Thunder.
Yeah.
Clarkson.
George Hill was on the Utah.
Neither of the other teams though, I don't think. Ish Smith.
Ish Smith.
Was he on the Jazz?
He was on the Wizards.
He's on the other. He's on the Magic too. I'm pretty sure.
Was he on the Jazz?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
One of his few teams he didn't make it. Eric Gordon.
No. Jazz players.
Laurie Markkinen.
Did he play for the Magic?
No, he's Bulls.
Anyone right to Utah?
I think so.
There.
I don't know. Might be sauced here.
Yeah, I think we're cooked. I would say let's go with for the Wizards, do Ish Smith. Because I feel like I know we obviously know he's on the Wizards.
Not on the Jazz.
All right. Magic
Peja Stojakovic.
for Jazz Wizards. That's a good one.
It's not it though.
For the Magic, he was on there, wasn't it?
Jeff Green was the number one for the Magic. I mean, the Jazz and the Wizards. And Joe Ingles was on Magic and the Jazz. Those two were the lowest. There's only 19 people that have been on the Magic and the Jazz. Matt Harpring.
Don't know him.
Ariane Ilyasova.
Yeah.
Just for one season though.
Yeah.
Shelvin Mack.
Oh, I know that name.
Deshaun Stevenson.
Oh man, not Deshaun. Oh,
41 for the other one. Bernard King, Spencer Haywood, Bojan Bogdanovic
was on the Jazz and the Wizards.
Trey Burke.
Yeah.
Daniel House Jr., Chris Humphries, Greg Monroe, Raul Neto. And
we were thinking about the wrong teams. We should have thought about the Utah Jazz, not the other teams. It's all right. We know for next time.
Yeah.
And then finally, the last topic of the day, because clearly we are running out of time. Am I gonna say it? I can say it. The topic of this week is Batman, because recently Batman Day just passed.
No, it's coming up.
I thought it passed.
It's coming.
I think someone posted the wrong thing on social media.
It's on Saturday, I think.
Batman Day is coming up.
Oh wait, you're right. No, it just passed.
It just passed.
It was the 21st.
Yeah. But this year is the 85th year anniversary of Batman.
Something like that.
I'm pretty sure. I'm like 99% sure, and I should know because I have him tattooed on my arm. But yeah, this is if you guys didn't know, big Batman fan. Did you hear about the new show, The Penguin, that just came out on Max? I heard it's really good.
I've seen
Colin Farrell.
The ads for it.
Colin Farrell plays Penguin. If you guys haven't seen the new Batman movie, you should watch it. I heard the show's amazing. I'll be watching it soon. There also is another show on Batman that just came out. It's called The Caped Crusader, and it's on Amazon Prime. 10 out of 10. I would watch that if you guys are interested in other Batman shit. Other than that, do you have Batman questions for me?
Who's the worst Batman?
Oh man. George Clooney. I just feel like he played a great Bruce Wayne. But Batman just doesn't.
Who's the best Bruce Wayne then?
Who's the best Bruce Wayne?
Or who's the worst Bruce Wayne?
Worst Bruce Wayne.
If George Clooney is George Clooney the best one?
Honestly, kind of, because he's like very sassy. No, he's not the best, but he's definitely not the worst. He's a good Bruce Wayne, George Clooney. The worst Bruce Wayne, I think Val Kilmer. I liked his voice for Batman, but Val Kilmer, I don't know. He didn't give me like sexy Bruce Wayne vibes, like pulling the any girl he wants. I wasn't getting that vibe from Val. He had a nice voice though for Batman. I like the way his like deep like.
Do you know who Batman's dog is?
It's Bat Dog. No, it's
a one word thing. You know its
Ace.
Name? It is Ace.
It is Ace. I remember from Batman Beyond.
What are your top 3 Batman villains?
Oh. I think one's gonna be Joker. 2, I like the Riddler, so 2 is gonna be the Riddler, and 3, I like Catwoman. So 3 can be Catwoman. Even though I know she eventually becomes good, I think she was a cool villain to start.
Who's your top three sidekicks?
Ooh. Number 1 is absolutely Dick Grayson, Nightwing / Robin. No doubt. Dick Grayson is probably one of the best superheroes ever. So, he's 1 for sure. 2, Barbara Gordon, Oracle, also Batgirl. And then 3, I liked Alfred.
Alfred, no Nightwing in there.
Nightwing is Dick Grayson, technically.
Mm.
I gave them their actual names of sidekicks. I guess Alfred isn't technically a sidekick, so he's more of a partner. I don't know. Alfred's just the guy, the man. So I guess sidekick wise, I'll say Dick Grayson, Barbara Gordon, Tim Drake.
Those figures you might say Tim Drake. Do you know what Batman's code word is to ask Superman for help? I don't know if this is true or not, but it could be real.
Batman's code word for calling Superman for help.
Yeah.
Because Superman can hear anything. So if Batman were to say it, he would know.
But he doesn't. But he has trouble asking for help, so he just uses something random to ask him for help. Supposedly.
Can you bring me some sugar? It was so random, but
banana muffin.
That's what he says.
Supposedly,
I honestly believe that.
I don't know if it's true.
It's very well probably true because Batman's psychotic. So he would say some random ass shit to signal Superman for help.
Let's see.
You said I say Tim Drake because
you're big
Batman Beyond.
Tim Drake guy.
I do like Tim Drake. I also love Batman Beyond.
Who's the what's the name of the one that turns into
Jason Todd?
Yeah, Jason Todd.
Jason Todd turns into Red Hood, so I can't consider him a great sidekick. Even though the reason he turned into Red Hood's like, but no, Tim Drake was like one of the smartest Robins. But if you watched Batman Beyond in the Batman Beyond movie, I'm gonna spoil it for some people. You've seen it, so you're fine. Tim Drake turns into that Joker. Remember when, like, in that movie?
Mm-hmm.
That's Tim Drake because Tim Drake got abducted like Jason Todd did, and the Joker implanted like a piece of him inside of Tim Drake's brain, and made him eventually turn crazy and turn it back into the Joker. So like the Joker never died.
Do you know what Batman's online screen name is?
The Cape Crusader.
John Doe 297. Once again, also don't know if it's real, but
wouldn't surprise me.
There's a Batman college course in Canada called The Science of Batman.
I think I've heard of that before. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. I think someone sent that to me before.
Batman used to kill people. Also, did you know that?
Yeah, before he, in certain comic books, yes, he did. When he first started out.
Says he was a gun-toting vigilante and would not only shoot his enemies but throw them into vats of acid.
Yeah, that's a different.
Break their necks with karate kicks and then hang them from the bat plane.
That's definitely like a specific comic. Not all Batmans are like.
Do you know who directed the first Batman movie?
So, Michael Keaton. Well, are you talking about the Michael Keaton, the Batman, or like Adam West?
It's the first ever Batman movie. It was 1964.
I couldn't even tell you.
It's called Batman Dracula.
Oh.
It was made by Andy Warhol. Andy
Warhol directed a movie with Batman. Never seen it, which is crazy because I've seen almost every I think I've seen every Batman movie that is available.
Who's played Batman the most? Recently died, I'm pretty sure.
Kevin Conroy. Yeah, the voice of Batman. R.I.P. to a king. Best Batman voice ever.
Do you know who plays both Batman and Superman?
Yes.
Who?
It's a voice actor. I'm pretty sure.
No, it's a real person.
A real person. He has to play a voice actor of one, and then like the actual, but like it's not Henry. It's not Henry.
No, it's not. It's Ben Affleck
He played Superman.
in Dawn of Justice and Hollywoodland. I mean, in Batman vs Superman, Dawn of Justice, and Hollywoodland. I don't know if Hollywoodland's a real Superman.
I never seen Hollywoodland.
Is
that a movie?
I guess so.
Oh, I did not know that.
Last one. Do you know what the creation of Batman was inspired by?
Sherlock Holmes.
No. It is Zorro.
Wow, even better.
The Shadow from the Shadow News. I don't know what that is. And Dracula.
Love that it's Zorro. Don't know the second one. The fact that the third one is Dracula makes sense.
All right, actual last one. What do you think Bruce Wayne's
Net
worth is?
I knew you were gonna ask that. It's either the craziest number or like something so simple. I'm gonna go with 432 million.
7 billion.
Holy shit! Good for him. I mean, his name's all over Gotham, so it makes sense. His dad is like one of the greatest doctors ever. Started a community service, whatever. He's done everything, so it makes sense. The man was just cashing out. Wayne Enterprises is this like skyscraper in the middle of Gotham. So yeah, no, it makes sense. You're right. 7 billion, 432 million. I was close.
Yeah, close. Poor compared to what
if I
is.
tripled that, I don't know if I'd still be. I don't think I'd be there yet.
You would just be. You just be over a billion. You would need to do it like
7 times, I think.
Almost 17 times.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Good for him. But yeah, no, the Batman's the best superhero, guys. If you didn't know, if you haven't watched, you should start. And if you have to watch some of the movies, at least the Dark Knight series, the Batman Begins, Dark Knight Rises, if we're recommending any. But the new one, Robert Pattinson, is amazing too as well. So, if you don't like Batman, start. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. Vincent's gonna take it away.
Yep. Thanks for drinking straight from the tap. We're unfiltered.